The U.S. occupied Espiritu Santo on May 28, 1942. Within 2 months, the first airfield, known as Bomber 1, was operational and bombers were flying in and out of Espiritu Santo for action in Guadalcanal. Espiritu Santo would eventually become the largest port and military base in the South Pacific, with 4 airfields, 5 military hospitals, hundreds of Quonset huts, and thousands of military personnel. To protect this base and its harbor, with dozens of Allied ships, the U.S. laid mines at both the eastern and western entrances of the Sagan Channel. At 7:20 in the morning on October 26, 1942, after 3 weeks of travel, Captain Nelson and his crew saw Espiritu Santo coming into view. Within 10 minutes, the President Coolidge exchanged communication with the U.S. destroyer Sterett, confirming that the destroyer was on submarine patrol duty. When asked if the destroyer had any sailing orders for the President Coolidge, the reply came back negative. Based on his position, Captain Nelson had the choice of 3 deep water passages for entry into Sagan Channel, and the decision was made to take the quickest and most direct route available, around the northern end of Tituba Island. Holding incomplete sailing orders, lacking any information about minefields, justifiably fearing attack from Japanese submarines, and with no pilot boat to meet them, the SS President Coolidge entered Sagan Channel at the east entrance, without any warning of the disaster that lay ahead. Moments later, a naval shore station began urgently flashing the approaching ship. In rapid Morse code flickered the word, "Stop." The orders to stop were immediately telegraphed in the engine room as the rest of the message was transcribed. "Stop, you are standing into mines." Scarcely had the warning been completed when a massive underwater explosion sent a shuddering lurch through the hull of the ship. The time was 9:35 a.m. The ship retained full momentum, and 30 seconds later, a second mine ripped a hole in the hull. Concerned about the lives of the men on board and fearing the loss of his ship, Captain Nelson turned the ship towards shore. 3 minutes later, the Coolidge was lodged on the reef and both anchors were let go. The call to abandon ship was issued. Captain Nelson had diligently practiced the abandoned ship drill with the men on board many times throughout their 3-week voyage. As such, the men remained calm and orderly throughout the embarkation of the ship. In the words of Stephen Parisi, a former Army captain and survivor of the Coolidge sinking,
Then I went below, and I started putting some of my clothes away. And then, in the meantime, the ship hit the mine, and so then I ran back up on deck, and I saw that we were close to the beach, because at first I didn't know if we were being shelled or not. But I took a chance and went up above, and I saw that we were close to land. And at the same time, while I was up on deck, the I heard the ship's captain say, "Hard right rudder, hard right rudder," and the ship made a turn straight for shore. And then I saw the bow scrape the shore, and of course I thought the whole ship was on the bottom. So I went downstairs and had my roast beef sandwich. So we sat there, the 3 of us, and ate the whole sandwich. Of course, it was tilting so much that the water started to come in the deck. We couldn't sit on the deck anymore. On the below decks we were, and the water started to seep in, because the ship was getting down to that level. And of course, we didn't realize that until we got up on top and we saw the angle of the ship. And that's when I went out with Sergeant Ponda and let the rafts down, because I saw men overboard already. they jumped in the water. Well, I saw men running around picking up their clothes. They felt the same as I did, picking up their clothes and made sure they had stuff to take to change when they get to shore. But of course, they don't let them take anything off anyway. No materials, no weapons, nothing heavy. Just get off the ship.